What's the strategy on Sunday? Is it just one game at a time? Just not even look at the standings, take care of what's at hand.
Well, it's obviously a massively important game because results could go different ways, and we have to make sure that we win this game. So the game becomes the most important focus. The hows, the whys, the wheres, the whens, how we do that, that's what we've been working on. Making sure that our team is right. We're not quite sure how San Jose is going to line up. Their lineup choices. Is he going to play young guys? Does he want to see the future? Their new coach, what does he want? So there's some things that make it challenging for us to scout San Jose. Obviously, we know Wando, and he scored a pile of goals against us, so we'll prepare for that. But other than that, we're going to focus on ourselves and try and make sure that we close out this particular game.
And is there, not concerned, but some caution in terms of players that aren't 100%, obviously knowing you've got another game Sunday? Does that go into the decision of the lineup? I don't know if you have any that are...
No, the lineup should be pretty consistent, barring any last-minute injuries, but again, we're going to focus on ourselves, come out in front of our home crowd, try and set the tempo, and try and get on top of them early and see where the game goes.
It's not entirely in your hands, but how does it feel knowing that there is an opportunity to get a first-round bye and skip the knockout round? Just what does that say about this run of form down the back end of the season?
Well, I think it's, the stats guys can help me out here, but I think it's unprecedented. If we close out the season with a win, that would have been 14 out of 16 games that we've won. That's very impressive.
Best half season in Major League Soccer history.
Yeah, I am so proud of that group of guys, those individuals that a lot of people counted us out. But that group of players in there never quit, never stopped believing that they could, overcame obstacles, hurdles, figured out ways how to win ugly. Some of the soccer wasn't always great, but they figured out ways how to win, and that's impressive. So you could almost say that, this season is a success in many ways based on where we came from. And we all know that our ultimate goal is getting back to MLS Cup. That's obviously the goal. But it has to start somewhere. You have to make the playoffs. This team has accomplished that from a very, very tough situation.
Brian, how much of an advantage is it to really skip the knockout stage? I know everybody makes a big deal out of it, but you guys won a title playing in it, and then last year you had that layoff, and it wasn't the greatest first game in Vancouver. It was kind of slow-paced.
It's a good question, Jeff. I think you could look at it almost soccer-wise. If you have a couple injuries, you got some players dinged up, then it helps. Soccer-wise, if you've been going really hard, you've had a tough stretch of games, you go into that play-in game, and it's tough to then play the second game fresh. Like had we played a midweek game, maybe that game in Vancouver might even be tougher. The flip side of that, you could use it as a mathematical issue. In a two-game series, you give yourselves a little bit better chance of going through. Just the one-game series, you happen to lay an egg that day, and maybe your team is one and done. So it's a couple of different things either way, and we're not afraid of either outcome. But certainly it's not going to be, anything dramatic unless we don't get a home play-in game. Then you can re-ask that question. It might be a different answer.
With that in mind, and being as close as you are to that home field advantage, and despite the tough start of the season, do you ever dwell on maybe a game that might have slipped or anything like that?
Yeah, I told you that Philly game. That was the one that was, kind of came out of the blue for us. And it wasn't just, obviously, look, I'm not picking on Steph because he's bailed us out many times. But we had a couple chances in that game to get up on them early. Philly did a great job of never giving in. It's indicative of the job that Curtin has done. So, that was one that caught me by surprise a little bit. Some of the earlier contests, we had a couple red cards earlier in the year. We want to make sure that nothing like that happens in the playoffs. You must, look, they're higher intensity games, but you must keep your composure. So some of those games earlier in the year that slipped away because of red cards, make sure that doesn't happen. But overall, again, the last half of the season has been a massive success. very proud of him.
With how crowded this playoff field is, do you think this is one of the deepest Western conferences you've seen?
Yeah, well, you got some good teams that might be looking in. I mean, if LA doesn't come out on top, they're arguably one of the two biggest signings in the year, won't be in the playoffs. RSL had a very, very good stretch there. Portland, Gio's done a great job. I mean, it's tough. Bob's come in, an expansion group. I mean, it's a crowded field. It's tough.
You mentioned the other day how Nico's kind of been on fire pretty much since he got back from Uruguay. Thinking back to when he first got back, was there any part of you, even a little bit, that was worried about some disappointment naturally that you might have to mitigate or anything like that?
He is a solid individual. So the ups and downs certainly affect everybody. They are human. But Nico has shown ever since he's been here that he has wanted to play. He's always wanted to play at a high level, regardless of whether it was Boca, whether it was Seattle, or whether it was Uruguay. He's always had that internal drive that makes him a top player that he is. He can get through some of the valleys and say, you know what, this is a great job. I love what I do. I love playing. I like my teammates. He's shown that since day one.
Jordan Morris got to get out here and do a little bit of training on his birthday. How's he doing? It's been about a month since we badgered you about it.
He's pretty happy because he was able to join the possession today, so that's another step forward. But he's still got a ways to go. We're still, making sure that he's following protocol. But certainly today was a good day for him.
Is that something that you would want to have? I mean, when a player comes from an injury of that magnitude, maybe come back at this point of the season?
When Jordan is ready, I'd love to have him.
Harry Shipp was out here in full as well.
Harry Shipp, full training, 2 days in a row. He's ready to go.
With this last match before the playoffs, obviously the results is important, but how important is it for you to see them play the type of soccer you want to see them play?
I think that's another good question. We need to get a result. I want them to play good soccer. Either one of those things, outcomes is they're joined together. Would I love to see us have a really complete performance and then have ended the season with 5 wins in a row and get the 3 points and get a knockout round or a bye or whatever? Yes. But, the important thing is to win the match. Second most important thing is how we win the match. But at this stage, the points are key.